kept talking shit. I was doing that. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's having a beautiful day. We're gonna go into the thing. Nobody left any comments. Okay, so real quick, we're gonna be talking about JAYDAYOUNGAN tonight, just so everybody could be clear. Also, there's a couple of things that I want to mention, obviously about politics. I gotta find some good things to say about the Democrats. I just been bashing them a lot lately. I think it's been unfair. They're not doing it as terribly, what they are, but there's things that I could find and say that could be a little bit more. So I'm gonna try to be a little bit fucking ants. I don't kill ants. So I let the spiders get them. So just so we can, I'm a funny guy. So just so we can be clear, let me make sure I like when this is there's a certain percentage of the curtain in the wall. Boom. Okay, let's get it. Alright, so real quick, there's no comments. I'm gonna get right into the show. I know y'all, I usually wait for the 5-minute mark, but I'm ready to go. Alright, so listen, real quick, I want to say something. I want to be extremely clear and transparent on this. We're going to talk about a couple of things, but I want to start off with this JAYDAYOUNGAN thing. The first thing I want to say is R.I.P. to the young man. My condolences goes to everybody that's going to miss him. What we got to always realize is when we look at these individuals that lose their life at a young age, that we might look at the things that they do that we might not agree with. There's people out there that love them, and those people are good people. And those is where my condolences go. And there's people out there that might not be the greatest of people in the world, but they're doing what they have to do to survive. And my condolences go out for them also. But I'm not giving condolences to individuals that are pushing the individual to get themselves in bad situations. Because you're not scared, you don't have no feelings that they're going. When you're pushing an individual into a direction that is causing for them to go down a path, and you're giving them no other choice, and you're also pumping them up and encouraging them to do these things that are self-destructive, then I'm not going to look at you and feel like when this person is lost, you care. I just want to be clear on this. This is another reason why I keep trying to say, I understand that the majority of individuals that are going to be supportive of you or be in your fan base, there's going to be a lot of people that don't necessarily, they're not there for the happy. They're there for the attack. I get that, and I have to be more accepting of that. I understand that. But the point in which I'm trying to make is, they might not even have been coming after that young man. They might have been coming after his father. Before I go any further, is anybody else here for this? Before I go any further, is anybody else here for this? Because I got a lot of things to say, and these are just allegations. Well, some of the stuff is allegation. Other stuff is just actual proof. Now, before I even go into how they could have been going after his father, what you have to understand is that these guys, they live a very dangerous life. Also, the home in which he was at, that wasn't his home. His mother lived there. They were visiting. You guys go back to neighborhoods to go visit people in places that you know that you have beef. Remember yesterday when we was having a conversation? See, I say a lot of things, and I try to put y'all on, and I say shit, but I don't try to point too much. Because when I point is when the arguments start. So I don't want to argue with anyone. I want us to have a conversation where even if we have a difference of opinion, we understand how we both got there so we can respect it. So with that being said, remember the other day when I was speaking and I said that if you are a local artist, and I'm not just saying rapper, but a local artist in general, you have to be supportive of the community as best as you can. You have to figure out a way to do something to be supportive of your community that you're staying in specifically, or that you're a part of. You got to try your best. You might try something that might not work. Try something else. Because when you're in these communities, you are shining a light. And that light isn't meant to shine and say, look at me. That light is meant to reflect on where you're at so other people can look at where you're at and see the stars around you. You become a solar system. So it's important to not just, why do you think often I post what you guys have on social media? when we get up and running all the way back, we getting back to what BBN does. And we're getting back to all of the promotion that I used to always do that nobody even paid me for. I just used to promote you guys. That's why I do that. My light isn't for me to shine. My light isn't even mine. My light is the Most High's light. My light isn't for shining. My light is for reflecting. So I say all that to say, when he went back to that neighborhood that his mother was living in, first of all, could we stop putting our family, if you know you got beef, and if you know that you out here in the streets doing whatever you're doing, could we start making sure that our family is in secure locations? Remember that dude that they shot up his grandparents' home on purpose? There's like 6 or 7 of those, 5 or 6 of those guys in jail right now behind that. So we have to be more mindful. And that's why you have to give to the community that you're in, especially if you got money. When them holidays come around, y'all got to pull up. They got to be giving it away to kids. There got to be a little bit of food stuff given away. You see that watch on your arm? You see that watch on your arm that costs all of those thousands of dollars? Yeah, you could have did so much good through the entirety of the year with a fraction of that money in one of these communities. You could have encouraged. You could have shined your light. You could have did a free freaking show and let local artists come on before you. There's so much that we can do in order to encourage and support each other. That's all I'm saying. So he goes back to his mother's crib. That's where his mother lived at. He didn't live there. Now, just so we could be clear, about 10 months ago, there was a situation where he shot a dude in a fucking, they ran up in somebody's crib and he shot somebody. There was he shot somebody or somebody got shot when him and his peoples ran up in somebody's crib. So what I'm saying is that these guys were active. I'm trying to go as slow as possible because I don't want to lose anybody. And I don't want to make it sound like there isn't reasons why this man would have been targeted himself. But what I am going to say is that was a hit, in my opinion. And now I'm about to say something that I wasn't 100% clear on when it was reported earlier because I think a lot of people were wrong. So I'm not sure if this is the way that it happened. But if it happened like this changes the context of actually the whole entire situation. Remember when they ran up on the hospital? That's the hospital the father was at. I needed a little bit more coffee in there for that. Anybody here with me or y'all just, I'm bullshitting? Or I'm just up here freestyling? People love to say I'm freestyling when they don't know what I'm talking about. I have a lot to say. What up, Janie Lee? How am I saying you? I forgot how to say your name. I'm so sorry, JW. What up, Black Thugger? Am I losing anybody? And before we go any further, is what I'm saying ridiculous? Before we go any further, have I lost anybody? Is what I'm saying ridiculous? And also, could we drop some frost? Could I please get the chat rate up? If you ever just don't want to comment because you think I want to argue with some stupid shit, you just don't feel comfortable, just drop some frost so I know you in the house. I get a chance to yell your name out. Jenna Lee. Did I say it right that time? Can I call you Jen? Can I call you Lee? Can I call you Jen Lee? Can I call you Jay Lee? Oh, Jay Lee. Yeah. I have a bad habit of not calling people by their real name. I think sometimes it pisses people off, but I'm just really bad with names. Like real talk, like in real life, you meet me, I'm really bad with names. Yeah, Jen. Let's go, Jen. I like Jen. Jen. Wasn't there a Jim? Jen? Wasn't there a cartoon with chicks in it? Jim? Jen? I don't know. Anyway, so listen, pay attention. If I'm losing anybody, I want to go slow. So if I'm losing anybody, please ask me to reiterate. If you think that what I'm saying is inaccurate, please fill me in. Because this is all new to me. This is not something that I already knew about this guy. This is information that I newly acquired. Some of the information I might have might be inaccurate. If you know it to be inaccurate, please speak up. This is not something that I'm 100% informed on. I'm always looking for new information. So now listen. The hospital that they allegedly ran up on was the hospital his father was in. Remember how I told you that dude was gone? I'm sorry to tell you. They said when they put him in the helivac, the helicopter, that he had no vitals. This is not the fun part of my job, by the way. This is the least, the second least, no, the least fun part of my job. Anybody think I'm bullshitting about the father yet? I just want to know. Nobody don't want to comment. Nobody don't want to comment. Anybody else think I'm bullshitting about the father? I'm just asking. Because people love to tell me I'm wrong. Who thinks I'm wrong? Who thinks that this whole father angle is just an impossibility? I want to know. I'm inviting people into the conversation. Tell me about how I'm wrong. About this. I don't need to hear about some shit from 2 years ago. Tell me about how I'm wrong, or last week, or even earlier today, about this. I'm here. All right, I'm gonna put you on the game. You know the guy that they say don't do no research, no nothing. Let me know who else is saying this, by the way. The guy that does no research, no nothing. Black Thugger says someone reported that the dad had a couple of warrants for his arrest. Allegedly, the dad was on the run. I didn't even know that. Shout out to that shit. I had no idea. Jen says she knew to the story. The father actually had gotten arrested multiple times for forcing himself on women. Well, forcing himself on minors. Actually, because I didn't know he was on the run. As far as I know, he had an ankle bracelet on. He had an ankle monitor on. Hold on. As far as I know, he had an ankle monitor on. I didn't know he was on the run. From my understanding, they raided his house. Shout out to Carlos Ortiz. He had 2 sexual assaults on a minor. He beat one of them. What up, Frank Adams says, good evening, BBN. Look, listen, pay attention. As far as I know, they raided his house. He was a drug dealer in the game. Thick. They raided his house. They found some, like, I don't know what they said. I don't think they said 200 pills, but it was like some weird number like that. A lot of other shit. So they raided his house. They found a lot of drugs. They found that they said he was selling to minors. Just so we could be clear. They're not just saying he was selling the drugs. They're saying he was selling the drugs to minors. I think that that's a big distinction. Because I think all drug dealers inadvertently or even every once in a while, not because they care, might sell to somebody who looks a little suspicious or just because they're a minor. But when I hear you sell to minors, that makes me feel like those are your clients. That's who you're looking for. You understand? Like, like you're hanging out at the high school. Not even the high school. You hanging out at the high school. You hanging out at the junior high school. You understand? That's what that sounds like to me. You hanging out where the kids is at the park, asking people if they want candy. Like, that's what it sounds like to me. You understand what I'm saying? So, allegedly, there's been a recent situation with a minor. When that happened. So there's a recent situation with the minor. Carlos Ortiz says, I was buying weed at 12 from the older guys up the street. I don't think they're talking about weed, Mr. Carlos Ortiz, just so we can be clear. I don't think they're talking about weed. I don't even think they caught him with weed. Like, they caught him with all of the designer drugs damn near. You understand? I'm not even talking about weed, though. You understand what I'm saying? I wasn't smoking at 12, but I'm not talking about weed. I do know kids that was. I didn't know that they was at that time. Like, I used to didn't understand what was going on. I didn't know shit about drugs. Like, you don't understand. I didn't know nothing about, I lived alone. I knew nothing about, only thing I knew about drugs was what I saw on TV damn near. I know shit about that stuff. I mean, there's this kid, real talk, hold on, stop, I want to say something real quick. So there's this kid that used to be in my junior high school. I forgot his name. The dude was the first kid that I ever seen that was like on my age and height that dunked it with ease. He just absolutely dunked it with ease. And apparently that dude used to basically drink like a 40 every day before he came to school. Well, he didn't drink the whole 40 himself, apparently. You know, him and the fellas drink. And I didn't even notice, and I didn't even understand. I found this out like when we was graduating. So, yeah, he's the first dude, because it was me and him were the only dudes that was dunking. It was 8th grade. Me and him was the only 2 dudes that was dunking. And I think it was like one other guy, but he wasn't in our class. He used to come. He wasn't in our gym. He used to come to our gym every once in a while and play, but we was the only dudes that was dunking on the rims. Like, boom, like for real. On real, no cap. And I wasn't even I didn't even know how to play basketball back then. I was shitty. I was dunking, though. That's a fact. Back to what we're talking about with JAYDAYOUNGAN. Alright, so, real quick. What they're saying is when these dudes pulled up to that hospital, they pulled up to the hospital where the father was. I don't know if JAYDAYOUNGAN and the father was at the same hospital. I'm assuming they were not. I'm assuming the reason why one of them had to get into a helicopter because they had to go somewhere special and immediately. Yes, it was a shootout at the hospital. So I don't know what happened. But I think whatever the hell happened is so remember how I told y'all that the dude had already passed and they was trying to say that the dude was still alive? They pronounced him dead at 12 midnight. You know what that basically mean? That basically mean that he already had passed away. They had to pronounce him dead before the next day. Because they can't wait a whole fucking next day. You understand what I'm saying? Because when you look at the paperwork, when it goes into when they find out when the dude was shot, when he got everything that happened. So they waited for 12 midnight right before the next day in order to pronounce him dead. He been gone. Why is that important? Why is that important? Why is that important? See, remember when the sister went and said, no, he's still alive or whatever? And I'm like, yo, they probably went to the hospital because the sister posted that the dude was still alive. So they was like, yo, we're going to go finish it. Right? But I failed to realize something. This is something I wasn't taking into consideration. Because nobody ever considered that the person, that Jay wasn't the target. I didn't take into consideration that they never said that the father passed away. They just said he got shot. Yes, there was 3. Hold on, I got more to say. Hold on. Wait, not 3, but hold on, I got more to say. Listen, pay attention. Got more to say. Listen, pay attention. Pay attention. There was a car recovered that had bullet holes in it after the situation at the hospital. So, they had a car recovered that had bullet holes in it after the situation in the hospital. See, this is the problem. Well, not really the problem. This is what I mean by they're going to find the people. We're going to know why this happened. Unless these dudes stole that car and then rolled to the... Because I'm assuming this is the car from the hospital. I'm not sure if the shootout was inside the hospital or outside the hospital. From what I'm hearing is, I heard 2 stories. One story was the family was standing outside the hospital and the people pulled up and it happened outside. At least that's the way that it sounded. Another way that it was is they pulled up, the family was in the lobby, and then that's where the shit pulled off at. Now, if the shit happened outside and the shit happened in the lobby, there's a difference, but not that big of a difference. But if it happened outside, that means that their car got shot up. If it happened in the lobby, they could have chased them out and shot the car up. Don't get it confused. But if it happened outside, that means the car got shot up. Anybody could think about why that's important? Especially all the people that say that I don't know what I'm talking about. All the people that say that, you know, this is so easy, everything that I do. Because remember how often I'm correct. Remember those people, right? So tell me why this is important. All of you forensic experts. How many times have you seen a car riddled with bullet holes that probably had 2, 3 people in it and no one got shot? Oh, I haven't been reading nor watching anything all day. Just so we could be clear. I have not been researching this all day at all. Not even a little. I've been researching it, but I'm saying not all day. I have not been doing that all day. There's no need. If you know what to look for, there's no need. But, you know, I do this every day, so I'm probably gonna know what to look for, not even knowing that I'm knowing what to look for. They say that a car was picked up with bullet holes in it. So, okay, so there was a shootout. Yeah, I showed the diagram earlier in Morning Coffee. There was a shootout maybe a half a mile to 3/4 of a mile away from where JAYDAYOUNGAN was hit. right? Then after that, JAYDAYOUNGAN was hit. Some people believe that JAYDAYOUNGAN was hit in retaliation to that. That's one of the things that people believe. The reason why JAYDAYOUNGAN was shot, it was in retaliation to the first shooting. Nobody knows why the first shooting happened. I think right now that's what the question is. Why did the first shooting happen? So, the first shooting allegedly happens, then the second shooting happens. Then they go to the hospital, and then the dudes pull up at the hospital and start shooting the hospital up? What kind of shit is that? That sounds like a bag was put on somebody's head. Maybe a bag was put on two people's heads. Maybe both of them. When was the... We hear about rappers getting shot, but how often do we hear about people running up in the hospital? How often do we hear that? Rappers get shot every day, B. I'm sorry to say that, but that's a fact at this point. How often do we hear about people running up in buildings? In the hospital, not just a regular building. This is some real movie television shit. This is some Matrix shit. That nigga was driving around in a extremely expensive car, and he ain't have his family that he loved tucked away, and he know he a street nigga. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a dick, but you know you a street nigga. That money start coming, you gotta go tuck your family away. They gotta move, homie. They gotta move. Your family, your love, the family, especially the ones you love, they gotta get the fuck out of state. They gotta move. They gotta go somewhere. They can't be living on the block, my nigga. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Young Dolph went back home too, and that's when it happened too, didn't he? Something to be mindful of. Something to be mindful of. Sorry about that. Somebody sent me a message. They're trying to tell me something. I'm trying to understand what they're saying, and then I'm trying to decide if that's... I can't take everybody's advice. I'd be wanting to, but every time I take somebody's advice, something bad happens. So I haven't been doing that as of late. All right, listen, pay attention. Flocka Stone said that's sad. These rappers keep going out to gang violence. Well, first, it's sad that any of us is going out to any gun violence. It's sad that we live in a society where we have not been taught to love ourselves individually, so therefore we can't love those that look like us. It's a shame that we live in a society that is basically, just so we can be clear, nope, you are a troll and I don't want to deal with you, peace. So basically, we live in a society where, and I mean, it's human nature. Jealousy is just a sin for a reason, right? Envy is a sin for a reason, right? So people like to believe because they got a problem with you that you're supposed to fight them. People believe that because they have a problem with you that you're supposed to argue with them. People don't want you to have peace. So I don't like to get into shit with people because every time I get into one little argument with somebody, I got to deal with it for 5 and 6 years. So I don't never want to get into an argument or nothing with nobody. Look at the shit on the internet. I get into one argument with somebody, I got to deal with it for 6, 7, how long? I never, forever, until I die. So I don't like arguing with people. You understand what I'm saying? Because I don't want to have to deal with this shit forever. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I keep trying to tell you. Once I come into contact with somebody that just want to argue with me, I promise you, I don't talk to them no more. I promise you, I ain't got time. I ain't got that time. So, just so if people don't want to hit the like button, it's cool, Carlos Ortiz. Nobody has to hit the like button, but I appreciate you for asking people to. So listen and pay attention. Until we decide what we have to make people feel better about who they are. We live in a society that's like you tear people down and you say it's just for fun. But when you're tearing that person down, you really still are tearing that person down. Whether that person is laughing with you or not. You understand? So we live in a society, just so I could be clear, we live in a society that is so predicated on you have to allow people to tear you down in order for them to feel like they're your friend. So it's one thing to tell a joke and everybody can laugh. It's another thing to tell a joke that's just mean-spirited and just meant to humiliate somebody. And that's part of what the issue is. We got, in my opinion, we have people who their confidence in themselves is so low that they feel like they have to, yo, I don't like that nigga. Yo, why he think he's so, why the fuck do you care what he think about himself? Like, you know how crazy that is? I don't like that nigga because he confident. What kind of shit is that? But that's literally what our society, as far as us, really real talk, it is in the hood. Niggas will not like you because you have faith in yourself. Not because you did anything to them. You understand? You have faith in yourself. You believe in yourself. And since they lack faith and belief in themselves, they got an issue with you. Now you're supposed to fight them. Now you're supposed to do all this other shit. You can't go on with your life. You understand? So this is the society that we live in. So it is what it is. So when I see the shit that happens with these rappers, I understand. When these rappers be talking, they don't be lying. They be talking real shit. They be like, yo, it's hard. Being a rapper is one of the most dangerous professions. And I 100% believe that. 100%. There was a point when Jim Jones said that, and I didn't necessarily, I was like, I don't know. But I understand where he's coming from. But I'm going to explain something to you about rappers. One, a lot of these niggas don't got the money I think they got. Like I said what I said about JAYDAYOUNGAN, but the real point of this is, could he have really moved his moms out? I mean, he could have got her a rent somewhere, but that's probably not what he's thinking. He probably think he want to get her the whole big shebang, because that's what everybody thinks, right? I'm going to go buy my mom's house. That's what everybody thinks, right? Safety first, y'all. Safety first. Let's get back to the actual conversation. The father was a known pervert who not only forcibly forced himself on children, young girls. I don't even know if any of it was consensual, just so we could be clear. I don't know if any of it was consensual. But allegedly he was, not that that makes it better. I'm just saying, allegedly he was forcing himself on young girls. Or he's done that at least twice. There's a good chance that they were both the target or he was the target. Now remember earlier, listen, pay attention. Do you remember earlier when I said, yo, when I say earlier, I mean morning coffee. I said, yo, they got a hit out on this dude. Is this dude snitching? Then I was like, the way the mayor came out and was talking, and we was having that whole conversation. He might not be. Let's not get this confused. But I will say this. His father's in a lot of trouble and just recently got arrested and then was let out with an ankle bracelet, ankle monitor. Maybe it wasn't JAYDAYOUNGAN. Y'all love staying around people because you love them. When those people don't love you or when those people are doing shit that could tear you down. When you start making money and when you start making bread, you got to make everybody legal. We got to figure out how to get this money legally. I know all of this living, being a D-boy, all that shit, being a plug, all that shit is exciting. But now we just open up new doors. There's new things we could do. We can't keep doing the old shit. We gotta, if we could hustle drugs, then we could hustle in the real world. We could hustle in corporate America. Like, why is niggas not thinking like that? You know what I'm saying? We got a little bit of bread. Let's put something together, just like we put this, and then we do a thing. Now, not for nothing now. Since we could use the drug money, we're just gonna wash it through the rapper. And then get out of the whole business. Make everybody legal. Okay. Somebody keep messaging me trying to distract me, so I'm gonna have to put this individual on mute. And mute calls, because I'm pretty sure he's gonna try to now call me to keep trying to distract me. So shout out to you. So listen. I just want to be clear on this. I don't want there to be no misunderstanding. I'm not saying anybody is talking. But what I'm trying to express to y'all is when the police is moving a certain way, when I could sit here and tell y'all about 10 rappers out here right now that y'all love that I think is snitching. And I could put together good reasons that I could point to and say that I think that they're snitching for that reason. But out of those 10 rappers, I might only be right about 3. So you get what I'm saying? Nothing I really see. Didn't JAYDAYOUNGAN? Oh man, I don't know if I remember that correctly, so I don't want to bring it up. I might bring it up it might be a different rap. I don't know if I remember that correctly, so I'll try to look back here because it's something that happened a while back. He was in jail for something. I think it was him, and it was a while back, and it was like a body, and then all of a sudden something happened, and he was free again. But I don't know if it was him or one of them rappers from Florida. It could have been one of them rappers from Florida. Not for nothing. Could be one of them rappers from Florida. I don't really care. Also, I don't care if you make a fake The Spawn Splitter account. There's probably like 30 or 40 fake ones out there right now on PlayStation and Xbox from the last 10 or 15 years. So you can make one also. I don't care. My nigga, I've been popular on the internet. Alright? The fuck? Nigga, make fake Spawn Splitter accounts. This shit don't matter. I've been popular on the internet, nigga. Fuck wrong with you? Oh, somebody said a stupid thing. Derek Reed says, so they don't have the money. How do they flaunt that lavish lifestyle? You know what? They have the money. Don't listen to me, Derek Reed. You just believe all of these rappers is as rich could be. And rappers is making like, you know, every rapper's making something like $20 million a month, Derek Reed. I promise you, every rapper. Even the wackest rapper, he's making like $20 million a month. Them niggas is lit. Niggas is lit, Derek Reed. I promise you, these companies aren't just giving them these things for marketing purposes. I promise you. I promise you, that's not what's happening. No, I answered your question, Derek Reed. Why would you think that there was something wrong if I just answered your question? So if I answer your question, there's also something wrong. Okay. But no, Derek Reed, all of these guys, they worth like $20 million a month, I think. Something like that. Like even the worst rapper you could think of. It's not like these brands are trying to get marketing and so they're giving these guys these things so they could put them on Instagram and so they could be seen with them so they could build their brand up. That's not what's happening. What's happening is that these rappers is as rich could be. That's what's really happening. It's not like, you know, Louis Vuitton isn't like, you know what, that rapper's popping right now. Why would we send him some clothes and let him post them on? And then we send him some money also to, you know. They're not doing that. That's not what's happening. Just so we can be clear. What up, Lisa Harris? Yeah, that's not what's happening. It's what you said. These guys is rich. As rich as could be. They Scrooge McDuck rich. For real, for real. I heard Gucci Man literally has a pool filled with gold. Swims in it. It's incredible. I'm trying to tell you, man. Shit is crazy. Like 2 Chainz, when he takes a bath, they take like gold, you know, the edible gold, but they don't eat it though. They put it in the bath water so so his skin just absorbs it in. And these guys is rich, man. I'm telling you, these rappers, they paid. What a Charlie Champion dropping that froze. Yeah, I was just putting them on the game. These rappers, they paid, man. I'm trying to tell you. All of the monies. I answered your question. Yeah, I answered your question, Derek Reed. What are you talking about? I don't understand what your issue is. He says, I'm asking, how do they do it? I forgot, but first I wanted you to put me on the game. That's all, but I'm clearing what I don't understand why I went left. I thought I was a pretty good understanding. I thought I was pretty clear. I agreed with you. These dudes is rich. All of the monies. It's not like they're walking billboards. It's not like Gucci knows that when these guys go to an event, if they have on a big shirt that says Gucci on it, every picture they take that they're not going to be in. No, that's not what's happening. Yo, my fault. Yo, my fault, y'all. My fault, man. No, I'm just not. I'm not mad at him. He said nothing wrong. I just cleared up. You know what I'm saying? I just cleared it up. That's all. There's no clear on that shit. Anyway, we do have a second topic up here. Oh man, can I say something real quick? We was talking about JAYDAYOUNGAN, right? So boom, I want to say something real quick. I want to switch over. Can we change the We talked about this for 46 minutes. We didn't even do roll call. I went straight into the show. So I want to say something real quick. I'm going to change the topic if you don't mind. Do you remember that pastor that got robbed over there? Remember I told you, a lot of people said this, not just me. But do you remember, Derek Reed is about to get kicked. Derek Reed is about to get kicked all the way out. I see that shit now. You could kick him, put him on a timeout. I don't really care. He don't want to be here. He don't want to be here. He tried to start an argument with me. He don't want to be here. Oh, man. That's a fact. If they talking to me, they are talking to you. That's a fact, Charlie Champion. Shout out to that shit. Oh, man. You a Frost, right? If you a Frost, if they talking to me, they are talking to you. It's not even because she's a fucking admin. If you a Frost, if they talking shit about me, then they talking shit about you. If they talking shit about you, they talking shit about me. What the fuck? Shout out to that guy. He got all of the bags. He said, hey, look, it's these bags. No. Wait, no. Yeah, okay. Alright. These bags. We're gonna hit you with them. Yeah, you! He was trying to give an explanation that whole time. He was giving an explanation. It's just that's why it was like he was trying to explain himself. No, we gonna hit you with him. Shout out to that guy. Give me some bags down there in the shits. So remember we was talking about that pastor? So apparently he grifted, and he's being accused at least, of grifting $80,000 like from some old lady or some shit. And hold on, stop. I just want to this is the part that kills me, right? Alright, this is the part that kills me. Listen. Did you see his building? Did you see the building that he worked in? My nigga, you can't tell me that you got $1 million in jewelry, that you driving around with Bentleys, you doing all this shit, you got all of this bread, your building look like shit. The place where the people come in, I don't know who Jermaine Ellis is. The place where the people pray for everybody, by the way. We should always pray for everybody. You know, we pray for the sick. We pray for the healthy. We pray for the people who have no problems. We pray for the people with problems. We pray for the good. We pray for the bad. We should be praying for everyone. I don't know who Jermaine O'Neal is. But whatever his struggle is in life, I hope he gets through it. Now, with that being said, this dude's building looked like crap. And he talking about he got $1 million in jewelry. He driving around in Bentleys. He's flossing. All this other shit. His building looked like crap. Where the hell do you think he's getting on? Of course he's stealing people's shit. What the fuck is you talking about? He's not even putting any of the money back into the building. He's not putting any of the money back into the building. You know, what the fuck? Anyway, so there's allegedly, he's also allegedly the robbery was fake. So there's people saying that too now. So allegedly it was a fake robbery. I don't know how true that is. Like I told y'all before, I thought the shit was a setup. I thought the shit was fake. You want to know why I thought it was fake? Why the fuck they moved the camera? The cameraman moved the camera and pointed the camera to the direction so we could see the dude sitting in the chair. Remember, that dude wasn't on camera when the camera was sitting where the camera was supposed to sit. So what are you telling me? Maybe the guy picked the camera up and put it down, and that's why it was... But why are you not going to point the camera at the freaking... So that's why I immediately thought shit was sideways, to be honest with you. And then the nigga said he ran out the building after them. What the fuck would you do that for? Skimming way too much. No, he's not. He can't be. My point is this. Hold on. My point is this. He has to be literally scamming and grifting. Because the way his building looked, there's no way he can get that type of money coming in. Okay, so there's a reason why when you have a business, you put money into the business. One of the best investments I ever made was our second computer, which is really our first computer, but it's our second computer. That's the best investment I ever made. And I made that investment off of the money that we made here. The second best investment I made involving equipment and shit like that was the camera and everything that came with it. So when I make money over here, I got to invest in BBN because I got to improve our product. So what I'm saying is, that dude had $1 million in jewelry, but his church looked like shit. Shout out to Blizz Lanes. I have an issue with that. You understand? Remember, we used to do unboxings like every freaking 2 weeks. Everybody forget about that part. Unboxing with the receipts. Boom, look. 1,200. 800. 2,400. Don't forget that part. I don't know anything about whatever you ordered. That's through whatever you order. First of all, you didn't order no BBN mug, and I know that to be a lie. Okay, that's one. Two, whatever you order, that's not through me. That's through Teesprings. If you come here asking me, if anybody comes here asking me about any orders not coming into them, put them on a timeout. Don't kick them. They just trolling. Just put them on timeout. Put them like on 4 or 5 timeouts, so I don't have to see their name no more. No, he know that. They just trying to make me sound like I'm ungrateful. You understand what I'm saying? So they come pretend like they bought something and act like there's an issue. And if I don't, I can't help them. So since I can't help them, they're then gonna say I'm ungrateful. You understand? And people that don't know no better is gonna fall for it. That's all he was trying to do. Try to make me look like I'm ungrateful. Because remember, their whole thing is if they donate money to the page, they have to be able to come over here and disrespect me. You understand what I'm saying? They got to be able to disrespect me. They got to be able to fuck the show up and do everything to make my show fail. That's the only way that they could donate to the channel. You understand? If I don't let them do that, then they think I'm disrespecting them. If I don't allow for them to destroy whatever I'm doing. Remember, that's their whole thing. Anyway. So his building is fucked up. So I wouldn't have no faith in that. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, do whatever you want to do. Whenever you see anybody come in and they even look like they just want to argue with me, just throw them on timeouts. You don't even gotta ask me nothing. Anybody that they just coming in with weird energy, just throw them on timeouts. Nobody don't care for that. What time we got? 55 minutes in. So yeah, so that was whatever that was. I just had to block a dude on Instagram. That's why they came in here. It's the same troll. He's been contacting me every time I go live. He just shoots me message after message after message after message. I just had to block the dude. Look, this is what they do. They send me message after message. This is what they do during the show. They send me message after message after message after message after message. And he's not somebody I fuck with. I'm not talking about my team. My team should be sending me messages. That dude ain't my team. Anyway, yeah, I'm just kicking this guy. I've been waiting to kick you. That's about all I got on this. Unless y'all want to go over the JAYDAYOUNGAN stuff a little bit more. If that's the case with the force with the pastor, then his parishes need to bring civil lawsuit against him. No. Somebody's already suing him for the 80,000 or something like that he allegedly stole from him. He needs to, if he stole some money from somebody, then they need to go through whatever legalities that they need. That's a fact. But even more importantly, that's Eric Adams' friend. Him and Eric Adams is pretty close. They say I don't do no research. You know how people say I don't do no research? They try to watch me so close, but they still have no idea how I do it. That's Eric Adams' friend, yo. Do y'all really understand what's going on? They're pushing this gun shit in New York City. Eric Adams has a friend who's a pastor who all of a sudden somebody runs up inside of his ministry, his church while he's doing his ministry and robs him on camera. I don't know what to tell you. Honestly, I think that's bananas. When I found out it was, first of all, I already thought it was a setup for that reason. Then when I found out that was Eric Adams' friend, I was like, oh shit, this is definitely fake. I said, these niggas is trying, they never gonna find these niggas. Well, we'll see what happens. If they never find these dudes, you know it was fake. You know it was fake. But I think 9 times out of 10, it could have been a real robbery. Like they could have really just. I'm gonna tell you what they be doing. I'm gonna tell you something that happens, right? Listen and pay attention. Police do this shit all the time, and they just be falling for it. They'll sit like I keep trying to tell you. A lot of these gangs got plants, and when they need something done, they'll just tell a nigga to go do a thing, and they already know that you're gonna get caught. They already know there's no way you're gonna get out, or they already know that you're gonna get into a shootout, and anything could go left. They'll send you to go do the thing because they need something done. If you don't believe me that this is a thing that happens, look at how the shit that happening in the supermarkets, the shit that's happening, you know what I'm saying, with the mask situation. You understand what I'm saying? So you gotta understand this is a thing that's happening in America, yo. You have a lot of people who they're zealots, and you have a lot of people who they don't know where to put that energy. Listen, pay attention. We keep hearing about all of these people who are quitting, right? How many people quit their jobs in the month of April 2022?
4.4 million quit jobs. According to employment screening resources, Great Resignation continues as 4.4 million quit jobs in April 2022. Employment screening resources. People matter.
So you're trying to tell me that there's millions of, hold on, just for a little bit more clarity. How many people quit their jobs in June of 2022? They didn't get no voice. How many people quit their jobs in February of 2022?
4.3 million workers. According to employment screening resources, the Great Resignation in the United States continued as more than 4.3 million workers quit their jobs in...
Are y'all listening to what the fuck is going on in the world? How are we having 4 million people quitting their jobs every month? Quitting. Pay attention, man. Pay attention. That's all I gotta say. Pay attention. We're not doing that. I'm just gonna put you in a timeout. We're not doing that. How can we have 4 million people quitting their jobs every month? How's that a possibility? How's that even possible? A fifth of workers plan to quit in 2022. Trying to tell y'all, y'all niggas is not understanding. Keep trying to. I be saying shit, right? And you give it about 3 or 4 years. A lot of people that have been in here and listening to the shit that I've been saying that don't know if I'm in the right. Like, not people who, you know what I'm saying, just hate me because they hate me. But the people that see who people are arguing with and don't know if I'm in the right or if they're in the right, you're just really confused or whatever the case is. Give it a couple of years, and you're going to see all of the shit that I'm right about. And you're going to realize all of the things that I was saying that was correct. And you're going to realize that all I was ever doing was trying to help and be helpful. And you're just going to look at this whole entire situation differently. I promise you. People are creating their own jobs. A lot of work is actually over the internet. This is a fact. But they said quitting their jobs. And I don't think 4 million people was creating internet jobs every year, every month on the internet. I don't think every month 4 million people is creating a way of. I don't think that's happening, homie. I think it's something else that's happening. That's a conversation for a different day. If we would have had like more comments, like we was like really on a roll, I have the conversation. But I would prefer to have different people in here to have this particular conversation. I didn't say that it doesn't happen. And you didn't stop working in 2012. You changed your job in 2012. And I didn't say it didn't happen. So I don't know what you're saying, and I don't know what you're trying to say that I'm saying. But I'm pretty sure I am not saying whatever it is that you're saying I'm saying. I'm pretty sure that I'm not. I'm not. I don't. You might have to get kicked. I hate when people put words in my mouth. You have no idea. It's 3 people in here and they're trolls, and those are they just switching accounts and coming in here and trying to butter me up and they get me to say things. You understand? That's why you keep seeing names that you've never seen before in here. At least that's why I believe you're seeing names that you have never seen here before. Coming here and talking to me like we have a long history of knowing each other when this is the first time you're here. Okay, cancel the order. You never made the order. Guess how I know you didn't make the order, trendsetters? Because every single time somebody makes an order, it comes to my phone. You ain't make an order. Nobody bought a mug. Nobody bought a mug. The last person that bought a mug was a minute ago, and it wasn't you. Also, you wouldn't be able to cancel the order this late. It's just going through. I'm going to get my money, so it wouldn't matter. Niggas just be lying. And then y'all wonder why I don't be believing nobody. Y'all be like, yo, why don't Jack be believing me? Y'all sit here and listen to me and see me. Yeah, kick them, I don't care. Y'all sitting here and see me talk to people that come in here every day trying to figure out a different way to lie to me. And then you wonder why I don't be believing people. Literally, y'all sit here and just listen, watch me just talk to liars all day. I'm about to put this person on mute too. Literally, I see me sitting here and just talk to straight liars all day. Like, come on, man. God damn. Sorry, got open Instagram. My fault. What was I thinking about? I was thinking about something. Give me 1 minute, real back. Yo, we gaming tonight? I'm ready to start gaming now. We gaming tonight? What we doing? We gaming tonight? I tell you what, we game tonight. I'm gonna turn my camera on. I'll have the camera on if we game tonight. If we game tonight, I'm gonna turn my camera on. I'll turn my camera on. And you know I have a camera. Sometimes you just want that shit. I don't really care. Really. Not that I really care. Like, I don't really care if people see me smoking or whatever. But I just really prefer not to. You know, if options. So we might game tonight. I want to know if anybody want to game. Is there any gaming? Anybody on right now that's ready with gaming? I'm gonna tell you some funny shit. Neither one of these controllers work. I wish I knew somebody that knew how to fix controllers. We could do some Red Dead. These are the kind of. Right now I'm rocking this one right now. Neither these two don't work. Right now I'm rocking this one and shit, right? But these are supposed to work. They might work again and shit. Hold on, I'm trying to plug one of these bitches in. Hold on. I don't even know how I calculated that. Yeah, see, this shit don't work. Shit ain't getting no power. That shit got dust on it. That shit got old as this shit got dust on it. Hold on. Oh, see, it don't work there. Oh, hold on. If y'all don't mind, I'm just gonna check this out. Oh shit, this is the show. Oh shit, one of these controllers work. My other controller don't work right, so what the fuck? The other one, I got a problem when I shoot jump shots. Yeah, we can do Red Dead. That's a fact. Hold on a second. I'm gonna look at this controller. Give me 2 seconds. I have 3 other controllers sitting over here. We have to buy controllers all the time because before I lost weight, I used to crush the controller. Yeah, I used to crush the controllers before I lost weight. So I used to have to buy like a new controller real quick all the time. You fix them? I probably got like 3 or 4 of them shits sitting around here somewhere. You fix them bitches. Hold on, let me see something. Because real quick, I used to have a different controller for every game. There's a reason for that, by the way. Oh wow, this really works. When we play different games, we handle the controller differently. So I used to have a controller for my smashing button games, and I'd have a different controller for the games where I don't smash the buttons a lot. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, this shit is working. This shit working. Oh fuck, this shit's working. I might be able to shoot jump shots. This shit's working. I got this other issue. After that shit. Man, let's go. Keep working. Alright, we gaming tonight. Who said they want to get on Red Dead? Who getting on Red Dead with me? I want to go do some missions. If we get on Red Dead, I want to do some missions. Who know how to do missions? You can take me on Red Dead. We're going to do some missions. And we don't call it Red Dead. It's the saloon, homie. Copy? It's the saloon. It's not Red Dead. It's the saloon. When we get enough players, we're going to make our own TV show. I promise you, I'm going to write a script and everything. When we get enough players, I'm going to write a TV show. We gonna have fun with it. A script and everything. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start writing it now. Am I? No, I don't know who we gotta have. I mean, I could write up a blueprint. But I do blueprints all the time, so that's not no big deal. I usually keep them up here so nobody can't steal them. So I could do a blueprint. That's not a problem. And it's also I meant to put it on the other mode. Yo, Blizz, you still in here? It's about to go 11 o'clock. It's going to be a short show. We're going to get on Red Dead tonight. We're going to do some saloon action. We're going to do missions, though, since I spent all my money on my horse. That's another reason. I need money and a girlfriend. I need money and a girlfriend so I could go take out and do things. I don't know what to think about that shit. I can't even show you that. Oh, wow. That's bananas. I don't even want to see what that is. I don't even want to see what that is. All right, I'm going to let y'all go. We're going to come on. I'm getting on the Red Dead. I was trying to ask Blizz Lanes what was going on, but apparently he hasn't commented back, so I don't know. I guess he just left or some shit. So I will be getting on the thing. I don't have no more of this content for the conversation that we had. I had everything I had to say. I'll go over it one more time. Apparently, JAYDAYOUNGAN's father has some situations where people might have been looking for him and might not have been looking for JAYDAYOUNGAN, or they could have both had a situation. So it might be a lot more things going on. Also, it's just looking real sketchy down there. I'm not saying I think somebody is a snitch or anything like that, but initially it would lead me to believe that since JAYDAYOUNGAN's father had all of those problems where he's consistently getting in trouble with the courts, where he should be in jail, don't get this confused, and he's not, that leads me to believe that he might be helping the authorities. But I generally think that whenever certain crimes are committed and a person is free, it's not even the crimes that you might think it is, because when people are doing certain things and then they're still free, I don't care if they're famous or not, they're probably helping the police. Not everybody is getting out, man. If you know, you know. You understand what I'm saying? If you know, you know. There's a lot of niggas sitting in jail that's nowhere near guilty. Copy? And the reason why they sitting in jail is because some nigga pointed them out. They don't even know who the nigga is, because that nigga's supposed to be a real nigga. He outside though, right now. So with that being said, everybody just have a good night. If you have anybody still awake in your household, give them a hug. Tell them you love them. You don't never know what's going to happen tomorrow. Give people their flowers while they're still here. Also, before we go to bed and when we wake up, we want to have some water. One of the main reasons why we want to have water is before we go to bed, we have the water because it's going to help us have more energy throughout the day tomorrow. And when we wake up, we want to restart that metabolism. And also, when we have nothing in our stomach and we drink water, it allows for the lining of our stomachs to get the nutrients and everything out the water a little bit better. So it's always good to have a little bit of water when you already, like if you're like, yo man, I'm all the way hungry, I'm gonna go get something to drink. Go drink some. Get something to eat. Go drink drink a little bit of water first. You understand what I'm saying? Drink that water first. Get that water up in you. Then go get yourself something to eat. And not drink the water so you don't eat more. You know what I'm saying? You're drinking the water because that's going to allow for the nutrients and everything to be absorbed into your stomach a little bit quicker. What up, Sebastian Tompkins? He says, yo, BB and fam, Jake Rules. We about to get on Red Dead 2, the Saloon. I'm about to go live with that. I'm gonna figure out a way to prop my camera up. Because the piece that actually goes on the camera, that keep the camera stationary, I don't know where it's at. You understand? So if I figure out a way to prop the camera up, I'm gonna have my camera on so y'all can see me as a game. At some point, we're going to get a gaming rig because I'm in the gaming and some of you guys are in the gaming, and I would like to get our gaming community together. Some of you guys, I tried to make money with our rap community, it did not happen. Maybe we move over to the gaming community and we can get something going on over there. So all of the gamers over there that's a part of our community right now, it's your turn. We're going to get this computer, I'm going to get this server up, and then we're going to run it that way. I've been trying to do stuff with everybody. Every time I try to do something with somebody, it just doesn't turn out right, and I don't know why. Sometimes it's, like I said before, I had people that was on the team that was sabotaging me in my belief. I believe they were. So some things fell through. So I'm going to create a thing that I can make that I don't need nobody else for. And then if you want to come enjoy it, you can come enjoy it. So we're going to get this. We're going to get us a gaming rig, and then we're going to open up some servers. That's what we're doing. And that's that. And GTA is going to be one of the things we're going to open up a server on, just so we can be clear. We have our own BB and GTA server. And I'm going to look into some things. For everybody that don't know, I actually did a little bit of game designing before. So when we get our own server on whatever we do, the first thing I want to know is I'm going to look into this. I got a couple of ideas. There's a couple of things that I want to do. Hopefully we could, I don't know if Red Dead does it, but if Red Dead opens up their own game server, that's what I want to do, not for nothing. But with that being said, everybody, please have a good night. And never forget, whenever you're helping somebody else be the best them that they could be, in that moment, you being the best you that you could be. So go out there and be great. Like, comment, subscribe, join notification game. Hashtag Bronx Bonus. Let's get it. I will love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I get on this one. I'm out.